Namaste. Hi, it's Ian Karyaga from Guru Yoga, and thank you for joining me in 33 Days of Stretch. This is day 5, and hopefully you started to progress or continue to progress with your practice that you're doing maybe once, twice, maybe thrice, or 3 times a day. And today we're going to work on a more upright posture or standing posture. We've done a few seated postures or asanams for the previous videos, and now we're basically going to do a standing posture. So I'll get you to lengthen a little bit more. The block is still required, and what we're going to do today is Trikonasana, or what we call triangle. So this posture here will help release the inner thighs, the hamstrings, a little bit of the glutes, and then also help you lengthen through the spine. So to get into it, for some of you, you need to get a little bit of a wider stance. I'll start off on this angle here, right? Just notice that the width of the feet, the distance of the feet. If you find that if you're already in this position and you're really tight to begin with, right, when you're starting in the morning, you can practice a little bit of Nadeshadhan Pranayam, or we'll get right into it to get you the quickest way to actually stretch and release, which we call ballistic stretching. You need to have your body a little bit warm in order for you to do this. You don't want to go straight cold into this type of stretch because it could increase the risk of injury, but it actually is also the quickest way to stretch a muscle. So we'll get into it right away. I warmed up a little bit prior to starting this video. So we're going to start with, you can start with bent knees, right? Chest is forward. You can just let yourself hang, right? So if you want to go down to this position straight away, go for it, right? Just to lengthen the low back, and then have the knees slightly bent. And then from here, if you like, you can just slowly start to bounce, right? If you can only get to this position in the morning and you're here, or in the evening, and just work your way down, right? Pulsing, pulsing, all the way down towards the floor. Holding, and then lengthening the spine towards the ground. You'd want to hold that for about maybe 30 seconds until you find that, yeah, I'm good to go, and then slowly work your way up. So you may have to do that a few times just to enable the low back and the hamstrings to get a little bit more length and stretch. So if you want to go with straight legs, you might start off at the knees and then go a little bit lower from there, right? All right, so let's get into it. So Trikonasana, triangle pose. I'll start with my right leg forward. Take a stance. So if you have your mat here, you can go from, I'd say, this position, having one foot forward and the other foot relatively perpendicular. You can go slightly inwards. If you find that this hip is really tight, you can go to this position. For some of you, you'll go here. For some of you, you're going to go here. All right, so the key with this is that you're going to press your lead hip back and rotate the quad out. All right, so that's with your right leg. We're going to stay here. You're going to reach out as far as you can with that right leg. All right, so almost like you're extending as well through the foot and then through the arm. So the hip goes back, legs are quads really flexed up, so front of the thigh lifted, and then extending that lead arm. So the key with this is you're not trying to round, you're trying to extend in a straight position, and even holding this, right? At some points in time, this is like the 80s aerobics. They're just pulsing. Really, they were just doing yoga, right? What was it? Aerobics All-Stars or something like that. Yeah, we're here. Okay, so when you get to that position, you find that, okay, this is stretched enough. It's not too tight through here. Then you can start to lower your hand towards the floor. The left arm is going to go high in this instance. Right hand's going to go low. It's about there, right? So if you need a block, again, it's good to have one. We're now here. Right? Don't try to compromise depth for you bending the knee or rounding through the side of your spine. So we're going to start off here in the most basic option. Even that, even if your hand's floating, right? Left arm over right. In this case, chest up. So you can look down, you can look sideways, look up, but the key here is to lengthen the spine forward and then rotate the chest open. Right, that is the biggest thing I think for yogis, is just to get the chest to open up from here, and then whether you want to look down, I tend to look down from here, go. All right, so that's triangle from that side, and then we're going to switch. So it's possible that one side's more stretched than the other. You'll determine that as soon as you maybe wake up or get into the pose. So this instance here, left leg, throw it open, rotate the quad out, push the right hip back, and then this left arm is going to go forward. You may hold that if you like for 30 seconds, maybe longer, ensuring that that breath, right, is done through the nose. Exhaling to stretch. I'm going to get that left hand now to here, right arm to the sky, and then what you want to do is that the ribs on the left-hand side of the body, on the lower side, whatever's closest to the ground, you're going to extend, and then the ribs that are on the top side of this posture are going to contract, so squeezing, so ensuring that your spine is going to be relatively straight, opening up the chest, neck long here. Ensure that you're still pressing slightly outwards with your feet. That'll give you more stability. And then if it's a more advanced option that you're looking for, you can take your right arm behind your back. You can take the bind of the big toe here. I tend to stretch the forearm, so the palm's going to face up. And then even more advanced from here, you're going to lengthen, right? Bind, opening up the chest. So they give you various options for your Trikonasana posture. When you're done, you can come back to sitting, whether in Baddha Konasana or Ardha Padmasana. Sitting upright, drawing the eyes to shut, and then settling in. Thank you for joining Guru Yoga. My name is Ian. Namaste.